Ladies and gentlemen, Tactical Advance here, and welcome to a bit of a ship walk around today. Now, we are taking a look at the Aegis Vanguard Warden. Now, this is actually in 2.0, so first of all, I think we could all say thanks to BuzZzKiller for letting me use his 2.0 account. Very kind of you. I've actually left a link to his YouTube channel below, so do him a favour. Go and say hello, maybe subscribe, because couldn't make this video today without him, so thanks for that, mate. Appreciate that. Moving on. The Vanguard series. The Vanguard series, there's actually three. We've got the Warden, the one we're looking at now. This is the actual fighter. We've got the Harbinger, which is the bomber. And we've got the Sentinel, which is the E-Warfare. Now, what Star Citizen have done, I think it's a good idea. They've actually put this in the hangar when it's not complete. It's sort of work in progress. There's quite a few bugs, a lot of issues, textures, and loads of bits need doing. But in some ways it sort of makes sense. Why complete a ship and put it actually in the hangar when you complete it, you get the feedback from the community, you end up changing it again. So maybe it is a wise idea. That's why I believe that anyway. Let's talk about some of the stats that this has. I mean, being the actual fighter, obviously it's quite clear. We can already see it's got some huge gun on the front. That absolutely massive. And we'll get to what that name is in a minute. Going around some basic stats. It's a two-person seater. 2x TR4 engines. It has 12 TR2s, maneuver thrusters. It says coming soon on that, so we don't know what the brand is on that one. It's got two... Well, actually, we could actually move on to the actual... What you all want to know, really. I suppose that's more on the weapon side. We've got 4x S2 laser cannons. And we've got 1x S5 Death Ballistic Gatling Gun. Sort of makes sense, doesn't it? If you're gonna, sounds like a very, very appropriate name to call a weapon, doesn't it? Particularly when it's of that size. And so let's take a look around and see what you get anyway. So, first of all, you get this Gatling gun, which just looks absolutely awesome. Yes, this thing is going to be death. I think it's the appropriate name to call it, I suppose. We're going to take a look around the ship now. So you can see working in progress around the side there. Intake vents. Engine intake. Some landing legs or undercarriage, whatever you want to call it. Around the side here. Got these funny things. I'm not quite sure what these are. Could be thrusters, maybe. Maneuver ones. It's actually got fold out wings as well. If you actually go on the RSI site, you can see it with the actual wings folded out. It's not something we can do right now, unfortunately. But we may be able to do it later on once it's further on down the line. Moving down the back here, it's got these really, really cool looking wings here as well. I should imagine they're going to be slightly animated as well. It's got these rear sort of engines. So I was looking at these in a little bit of detail, and the way that the rear of the engine's got the sort of exhaust, sort of the pipe on it. I mean, that could be designed, but I've noticed that a lot of these new stealth bombers that are actually coming out actually have these sort of sections that extend past the engine, and the reason they have that is to reduce the heat output. I'm not saying that's the case. You know what? They could have just designed it, and it has no bearance over on the heat output, but maybe it does. I'd like to think so anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. They've got these funny things here. What's like on missiles, don't they? Interesting. Quite a few of them around the place. Looking very cool there. Oh, we'll close this up actually, because I did open that up earlier. Moving around here. Should we stand back a bit as well, because you can't actually see this from the front. You can see the top mounted manned gun there. Does look pretty cool. One thing I do like about this ship, I like the fact that it's a two-seater. It can play in an organisation. It can play in a big battle. And it's ideal for actually using it if you just want to jump online and play a few games. And then secondly to that, if your mate's online, he can come and join you. And yeah, perfect little ship really, I think. I say little because in Star Citizen the ships are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and obviously this is a small ship if you want to look at it like that, and there's no doubt about it. So look at these legs. Pretty serious, aren't they? I'm sure they fold away or... Okay, maybe so. There's a lot of stuff that's obviously not done. I think the exterior is actually less complete than the interior, because the interior looks pretty cool, guys. We're going to have a look at that now. So let's open up this door. Also, I've noticed these little markers as well. If you can see the Vanguard, you can actually see the little marker on the floor there. And while we're here, because this is 2.0, the lighting looks absolutely awesome. It is bright, but the reflections, the variance in lighting inside the hangars look absolutely brilliant. So we'll take a look at that in another video. Now, the first observation here is actually the rear door opens with an airlock, where a lot of the other ones, the other ships, have the airlock way back. So you're opening, the airlock goes into the sort of the cargo area. Sort of makes sense. Let's jump up here, a little bit of a bug here. And we're going to close the door. Now, obviously, I made the first observation is obviously, going back to what I said, it's not done yet. I'm not expecting to walk up them steps and this to automatically open, because obviously that defeats the object of an airlock. You're going to have to press a button to do it yourself. Otherwise, someone walks through that door and that opens automatically, and the back door's open, then you instantly lose pressure and that's it, you know. You'll be floating around inside, so that's not ideal. It's got this funny door here. I should really go look at the concept art and find out what it is, but did play about with it. Tried to open it. There's little fans in there as well, look. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Did sort of play around with it. Not really sure what it does, to be honest with you. Some little panels there. Lots of detail. You can see inside does look incredible. It's this far superior in the inside than it is on the outside. We're starting this side. Right, you've got a gun rack. This is going to be ideal for like you and your mate, you know, flying through space, coming to a big battle, take out a ship or something. You want to board it, come out the back, get your suits on, get your guns out, go into that back compartment, lock the door, EVA out, perfect, and it's going to be brilliant. Got some storage containers or storage compartments here, or lockers if you want to call it that. 3 of them. It's actually 3 gun rack, and it's got 3 lockers as well. But it says it's for 2 people, which is, yeah, odd. There's only 2 sleeping beds as well, so maybe just get 1 extra one just in case you want to bring someone along. Absolutely incredible details. Looking at this earlier, in the actual floor, look, you can actually see all the wiring, all the piping. It was really, and it doesn't just end there. Look, I mean, even all under this floor as well. Look, there's even stickers on the pipes underneath the floor. Look at this. You can see all the little 3 pipes running that way. Just makes depth of field, and adding this sort of detail means a lot, and it does go really, really far when you're creating something like this. It just makes it look so cool, doesn't it? So that was a bit odd. The old typical RSI or Star Citizen tripwire there. That appears all over the place. We got actually we missed a bit here. We got the beds, obviously. Can't open these yet, unfortunately. Piping looks great. These look really cool, don't they? You can see that this is really polished. The detail looks fantastic. Be interesting to see how they open up as well. Now there is a hatch, because there's a top gunner seat, but we can't actually get up there yet. I've tried to find a button, but I couldn't find one. Oh look, there's a camera there. Look, that'd be pretty cool. So I wonder if the pilot can actually see what the person's doing in the back. That'd be pretty cool. Wait and see. We've got this desk. We're going to have a look at that in a sec. Unfortunately, it's bugged out, but so we're going to have a look at that in a minute. We've done that. Looked at this. Not much else on the ceiling. I'm expecting a lot of these little compartments to be the sort of the micro game, you know, where you catch on fire, you've got to go and repair the power supply. Well, I think the power conduits, which are more out the front. We'll have a look at them later. And maybe this thing at the back here, maybe that's something else to do with it, you know. Maybe you've got to lift up some of these grates here or something like that, or first aid on this side. Anyway, moving on, we've got some nice drawers. Nice sink there. Funny there. What's that there? Look. Oh, look, there's a little shut-off valve there. I wonder if that could be something to do with the older micro game part of it as well. Some little drawers and side cabinet there. And finally, we've got this bad boy. Right, face value, it just looks pretty rubbish, but check this bad boy out. Just got to find the... There it is. Oh, try again. You ready for this? Wow, that looks so cool, doesn't it? So this is obviously going to be some sort of main control system, part of the ship. Looks, oh, my name's on it. TAC. Look. Looks really cool, and I'm expecting them to animate the hands as well. So they'll be pressing switches and doing stuff. I don't think it's going to hold their hands there. I like the fact that you can free look as well. Really cool. Just looks incredible. The amount of detail they've gone into You know, just creating all the buttons, all the lights. And we can't even turn the display on yet, but you get the idea. It's pretty cool. So, yeah, very good. Okay, continue where we left off. Had a look at that. Okay, let's move into the next compartment now, which is... I don't know what we're calling this. Well, it's obviously the flight deck, I suppose you want to call it that. Nice signs there, we've got some buttons. And now this is the other thing I saw last time. See, we've got this like power thing here. This is probably going to be something to do with the mini game as well. You know, when you come under attack and power goes down, maybe that's something to do with it. Just guessing. Around here, looks absolutely brilliant inside. You can see that the interior looks almost done, bar a few bugs and stuff. It's just, I think there's a... And also, obviously, how you get in the Top Gun as well, because I can't see that either at the moment. Get around, looks really cool. Got some disco lights going on here. Looks like a runway, doesn't it? The seat looks like it goes about 5 miles back. Now, this is probably... I'm not going to say it's one of the best... Actually, it does look bloody cool. Can't deny it. It does look so cool, this does. We'll have a look in a minute. What else have we got? We've got some windows up here that looks like someone's done wax on, but hasn't done wax off. Either that or they're very, very bad. I was going to say car washer, but I suppose in this case, it's a ship washer. Yeah, that's probably just a little bit of a bug, I should imagine. There is a bug here, unfortunately. Once you get in the seat, you can't get out. Anyway, I haven't worked it out yet, but obviously, I'm going to get in. It would be rude not to, wouldn't it? Hang on. Find the seat. Can't wait until they get rid of these CryEngine stupid buttons. Here we go. Check this out. Oh, yes. Really cool. I really like the surround and the way they've laid the interior displays up on this. Yeah, it just looks really cool. I mean, it looks like, it almost, you know, it does look like some big tactical fighter. I mean, I suppose that's what it's supposed to look like, really, isn't it? Well, I don't know, dare I say a Boeing 747, you know, it's got... This is more in the future, isn't it? Because you can see the dependency over physical, huge screens than over thousands and thousands of buttons, I suppose, in a normal plane, let's say. Right, let's have a look. Center console. That is some massive display, isn't it? That is huge. Now, obviously, we're going to be able to interact with all these little displays as well, which is pretty cool. Some over here. We've got up the top here. Another display up there. Loads and loads of buttons. Oh, look, the TAC one's there again. I'm sure someone can tell us what that is in the comments. Probably some sort of... God knows. The older logo up the top there. Sort of same thing on that side. I don't know if you notice, see these things over here over the back there, what I'm looking at now, right? That thing there looks like one of them things, you know, when you get in a taxi, it's like the taxi meter. It is, isn't it? Looks like one, doesn't it? Maybe you charge a fare. And then I thought, well, if you charge a fare, you might be charging a double fare because you've got two of the blooming things. Looks like it, doesn't it? I'm not sure. Obviously, it does something. It's actually got a power thing by it, actually, so maybe that's something to do with it. Maybe it's not a taxi meter. Maybe I got that wrong. So, I'm going to jump out anyway. Very impressed in here. Looks absolutely awesome. Right, hang on. Right, so out of the chair now. I think the observation here is, guys, with this ship, even in concept phase, if you go back to sort of the first videos I made and where they are today, they're getting the production much closer to the final output, you know, because all the other ships have gone through a redesign phase, and you can see that this has been really thought out. They've learned from what they've done in the past, and they've implemented it on this ship. You know, based on the EVA, airlocks, all of them sort of things. You can see that they've taken all that into account and produced even in the, you know, early, I mean, we're calling it, I don't want to call it work in progress, well, it is work in progress stage. It's brilliant. I mean, I can't... If I was actually a real sort of dedicated sort of fighter sort of person, that's all I want to do. This is a front runner for me. There's no doubt about it. It's just absolutely awesome. And also, don't forget, it's got a gun with the word death in it as well. So that's always a good thing, you know, when you're in a fighter, to have a gun with a name nearing to what possibly could happen to you. So anyway, guys, that's it from me today. There will be another video on this later on down the line once it's sort of been updated and we can see a little bit more detail and see maybe how the exterior's been affected by some of the changes they've made anyway. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching the video today, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye now.